Hey guys, the last Wordslinger here, and I just watched Skyline. So, for this particular review, I thought we'd play a little game. The game is, let's point out the movies that Skyline rips off, the original things about Skyline, and the really retarded things about Skyline. We're going to do one of each at a time. So let's begin. Let's start with a movie that Skyline rips off. District 9. Yes, we'll start with District 9. Oh, by the way, spoilers. So, Skyline rips off District 9 in the way that, those of you that saw District 9 remember that the main character got infected with alien DNA and slowly started becoming an alien and being able to use the alien's weapons and abilities or whatever. Skyline does something very similar in that the main character, because of some influence from the aliens, gains superhuman abilities that allow him to fight back like no other humans do. And that actually takes, that is actually a factor in the ending of this film, which I'll get to a little bit later. Alright, now an original idea for Skyline. Unlike other sci-fi movies, when the military more than likely fights back against an alien invasion, their weapons prove ineffective. In Skyline, the military's weapons seem to actually work to a certain extent. Surprising, I know. Now, something that's bullshit about Skyline. The very fact that some of the main characters, or rather some of the secondary characters, since only two of the characters were main characters, some of the secondary characters thought that even with aliens visibly outside of their window abducting people for whatever reason, they thought it was a good idea to bring up personal issues that they have with one another. I would think that in a sort of alien invasion situation, you would normally sideline personal problems, at least until you know that you're safe and secure and in a situation that, you know, warrants talking about those personal situations. Nope, not in Skyline. Apparently, you know, aliens right outside your window, great time to talk about your cheating boyfriend. Good job. Movie that Skyline rips off. Independence Day. In a lot of ways, actually. Giant motherships come down, start wrecking shit up. Giant mini crafts, doing dogfights with U.S. fighter jets. I mean, the Independence Day factor is off the charts on this one. It doesn't like entirely rip off Independence Day, but there are lots of factors in there that you will definitely spot if you're familiar with Independence Day and you go see Skyline. You'll be like, huh, this reminds me of Independence Day. Alright, something original about Skyline. See, this is the harder category to discuss because there wasn't a lot. Going off on a little tangent, Skyline turns out to be just your generic alien invasion film. Go figure. Oh, okay. Something original about Skyline. Pretty much the entire human population is wiped out. Pretty much. By the end of the film, you'll come to realize that pretty much all humans have been taken. I mean, that's pretty much the idea they're giving you when you watch the film, that there's no one left. Maybe a few survivors here or there, but the entire population more or less has been taken. So, you know, I'm glad about that. That humans were actually defeated, you know, in Skyline. All right, something bullshit about Timeline. Skyline. Pardon me. Timeline. Something bullshit about Skyline. Let's think. There's so many to choose from. Okay. The ending. The ending was bullshit. And more details on that later. That ties into my earlier point about the ripping off of District 9. So we'll get back to that. The ending is my biggest problem with this movie, and I'll definitely discuss that in great detail later on in this particular video. All right, a movie that Skyline rips off. War of the Worlds. Yes, War of the Worlds. Not the original, the Tom Cruise remake. It rips off, I mean, it didn't heavily rip off War of the Worlds. I mean, the aliens kinda, sorta had some similar characteristics, not a lot, really, but there was one scene that really screamed War of the Worlds to me, and that was when, one of the main secondary characters and some superfluous tertiary character were hiding from an alien craft, and the alien craft's probes were kind of like searching through the room, very similar to the cellar scene in War of the Worlds, where Tom Cruise and I believe it was Tim Robbins. I think it was Tim Robbins. It was Tom Cruise and Tim Robbins' character. I think with Tom Cruise having his daughter, they were hiding from the alien probe, looking around for human survivors. That screamed War of the Worlds to me. All right, something original about Skyline. Oh, okay. The main characters, well, a couple of the main characters, actually having a good idea of what to do. Pretty much the entire film takes place in one building for the most part. Like 90% of the film takes place in one building. Maybe even like 95% of it takes place in one building. And a bunch of the main characters are like, look man, the shipyard is right there. If we could sneak past the aliens, you know, we could definitely get over there and get to a boat and get out of here. And all the other characters are like, no, we're gonna die. We're safe right here in the apartment. And the characters are like, but we're gonna run out of food and water soon. And it's the better idea in the long term. I mean, at least we could try. And the other characters are like, no, you're retarded. You know, actually making a run for a boat and trying to live on an open water for a period of time is actually a relatively smart idea. I mean, that's what you should do. That's a fairly good idea for the zombie apocalypse. And you know, aliens and flying spacecrafts may not be so smart, but it's smarter than staying in a city that is definitely being probed and searched and basically devastated to find any survivors. I mean, I would personally, I would like to take my chances trying to get to a boat and out at sea. So, points for, you know, using your head, at least a little bit. Alright, something bullshit. Yeah. Some of the inexplicable and retarded, some of the inexplicable and stupid survivals of some of the characters. Case in point, the one really threw me. One of the main secondary characters was Turk from Scrubs, the actor that plays Turk from Scrubs. He might as well be Turk from Scrubs. I'm just going to call him Turk. So Turk and another one of the secondary characters are both of them are in a car. Then they're about to leave a parking garage in their first attempt to get to a boat and get out of here. And right as they're pulling out, an alien, one of the feet of one of the huge monstrous aliens comes down and crushes their car. And it instantly kills the girl, the girl, that the other secondary character. It instantly kills her. We never see her again after that. She is dead as a doornail. And then the alien proceeds to lift up, proceeds to lift up the car. And for some reason, Turk just rolls out of the car like a 20-foot drop onto the concrete, and he's perfectly okay. Not a scratch on him. I'm not even joking. he literally falls out of the smashed car, a 20-foot drop onto concrete, and he's fine. What? What? Fortunately, they kill him moments later, so a little bit of a redeemable factor right there. But still, the very fact that he survived that crushed car and the 20-foot drop onto solid concrete without a scratch makes my brain hurt immensely. All right, movie that Skyline rips off. I had a list here. I had one more. Cloverfield. Okay, Cloverfield. Right. Not so much the shaky cam documentary. They didn't rip that off, but they did rip off the horrible unknown monstrosities terrorizing through a city, and the main characters banding together into a small group and trying to make an escape. That whole premise pretty much ripped off from Cloverfield. Again, like War of the Worlds, it wasn't like a heavy ripoff, but you can see where if you've seen Cloverfield and you see Skyline, you'll see where I'm coming from with this particular point. All right, something original. I don't think I have anything left. Let me think for a moment. Something original about Skyline. Oh, okay. Well, I kind of liked why the aliens were attacking the humans. It wasn't some arbitrary reason like, we're taking over your planet. No, the aliens apparently were attacking humans because human brains act as batteries for these aliens. I mean, you literally see like one of the alien creatures pull out an old brain and put in a new brain, and then boop, 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 suddenly it's fine again. So apparently human brains act like batteries for these things, which makes me wonder, how have these things lasted so long? That'll be my bullshit. You know, if these things survive on human brains, I'm sure they could live off other types of brains of other creatures. I'm fairly certain that that's the case. But you know, I like to play devil's advocate a little bit. I mean those compartments for brains seem pretty well made for pretty well specified for human brains. So that begs the question: if they're specifically made for human brains, how have they lasted so long? If we're the only planet with humans, are there other planets with humans? Have they attacked those and devastated those? What's going on? I don't know. All right, so that's our fun little game about Skyline. Let's talk about it for a second. All right, the story essentially goes like this. We're in California, I think. We're in LA, I think. Yeah, I believe we're in LA. We're in LA, and the main character and his girlfriend come out to visit his old friend, Turk, and his girlfriend, and his mistress / assistant. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Yeah. Basically, it starts off with five main characters. And very quickly, the movie gets into, oh my god, aliens are everywhere. I mean, oh, okay, that's something that I really liked. The movie just kind of jumped into everything. It wasn't like a big build-up or anything. It was just like, boom, aliens everywhere. Ooh. But, so, you know, they're visiting Turk, and suddenly aliens are attacking, and everyone's like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? We have to get out of here, blah, 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 blah. And the aliens are using this light, this beautiful, brilliant blue light, to, I guess, hypnotize or alter the humans. I'm not, you know, it never really went into detail about it, but they use this light to bring the humans to them. Basically, you know, when the humans looked at this light, they were drawn to it, and that was what they used to get the humans to come to them, and then they would suck them up and, you know, take them away. But the light also had a strange effect on humans. That also was never really went into detail, but yeah, the light I guess caused you pain, altered altered humans on some sort of physical or biological, or maybe even deeper than that. It altered humans on some level. And the whole premise of the movie was that the main character, the guy, the boyfriend, kept, while they're trying to escape, the boyfriend keeps getting, keeps looking at this light and somehow keeps escaping it. But he keeps, getting the effects, and more as he gets these effects, he starts to feel different. Like you can visibly see, the effects of the light when they're looking at it. Like horrible black veins start, appearing all over a person's body when they're looking at a light, and their eyes go white. But the effects start to become permanent on the guy, and eventually he discovers that they give him like superhuman abilities. It doesn't really go into too much detail about what he can do, but the only evident thing we see is that he's super strong. So he gets super strength from, prolonged exposure to the light. And basically the whole movie is this group of people trying to escape from these aliens. That's pretty much the extent of the movie. It's an escape movie. And one by one, these characters keep getting picked off. All of the main secondary characters get picked off until it's only the dude and his girlfriend left over. And even in the end, they get snatched up. And here comes the end that I'm pissed off about. The way they initially showed the end was that they get snatched up. It was a somewhat touching scene where, they're both on this rooftop. He's hurt, and, he tells her to go, and she's like, no, I'm not going to leave you. And then suddenly they start getting lifted up into the alien mothership. And, they kiss right before they're pulled in, and that's it. After that, it's like, they show shots of the aliens and pretty much cleaned out cities. And it's basically like, hey, look, world's been conquered. Good to go. And that's where I honestly thought the film was going to end. I honestly thought the film was going to end saying, humans lost. Fuck you. But no, the film did not end there. The film actually ended inside the mothership that the boyfriend and the girlfriend got sucked into. We actually cut to the girlfriend in the storage area, I guess. It's where all the humans that are abducted are kept. And she literally watches her boyfriend's brain ripped out. And, his head decapitated. Because, like I said earlier, brains are batteries to these aliens. So she literally watches her boyfriend's brain get ripped out. And her brain is about to get ripped out. But, surprise! You find this out pretty early in the movie, but she's pregnant. And the aliens take her to some special area because she's pregnant with a bunch of other pregnant women, and they're going to do something to her. Meanwhile, we actually see her boyfriend's brain get inserted into an alien body. Like, apparently as a battery or something. And this is the bullshit part right here that I got so pissed off about. For some inexplicable reason, beyond the fact that, beyond possibly he had prolonged exposure to the aliens, hypnotic light, his brain overrides the alien personality in the body it's inserted to, and he takes control, and he busts into the holding area where his girlfriend is being kept and rescues her. And that was the end of the movie. What? What? I would have been perfectly okay with the human race has been annihilated. The end. Depressing, but I would like to see an alien movie where the human race loses. Haven't seen it yet, really. But the fact that it doesn't make sense for this one dude's brain to have the power to override this alien body and then become some horrible human-controlled alien hybrid and save his girlfriend. It doesn't make sense. What is so special about this guy's brain that it overrides an alien body? I mean, is it pure intelligence? If it's pure intelligence, shouldn't there be more of these human-controlled alien bodies out there wreaking havoc and fighting back like he is? Are they just setting it up for a sequel? Because I really, really hate sequel bait, unless it's an adaptation like Lord of the Rings, which will have a sequel. I hate that. It was a generic alien film with a really bullshit ending. It had a lot of potential. Like, I wanted to see more done with the boyfriend's altered human body and see him do more feats of strength and fight back against more aliens. We didn't really see a lot of that. I think he only used his superhuman abilities once. I would have liked to have seen them go somewhere other than the building they were trapped in. I really don't know what else to say, guys. I mean, it's... I think you're going to be disappointed if you go see Skyline. I really do. I think you're going to be expecting one thing, and then you'll be completely blindsided by bullshit, and you'll feel cheated out of your hard-earned money that you spent on that movie ticket. And I hate to say it, I mean, I was joking the movie the whole way through. I didn't stop because it was just ridiculous. So don't waste your money. Go see Harry Potter. I mean, you know, I think the Harry Potter movies are just okay, but go see Harry Potter instead. It'll be a better spending of your money. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.